The modern-day king of the waltz, Dutch violinist Rieu, charmed South African audiences earlier this month, collaborating with our national treasure, the Soweto Gospel Choir. Katlego chatted to the maestro himself.
Andre, great to welcome you back to the mother city and to South Africa.
Great to be back here.
The first thing I read up about you is that you had a fascination with orchestral music at a very young age, and in fact, you started playing the violin at 5 years old. How did that come about?
My father was a conductor, and he took always all his children. We were 6 children in his concerts. So I saw a beautiful young girl playing the violin. She was blonde, and I said, that's what I want.
That's exactly what I want.
It's really true. My mother said you must have been 3 years old when that happened.
And then, of course, you fell in love with the waltz.
Yes, that was also at a very young age, because my father loved to play encores, and he always played Strauss waltzes. And I remember very well, I was sitting there as a little boy, you know, all this serious stuff around me and people listening. And then he played this encore, and the atmosphere then struck me, because the lights wouldn't be diminished, it stayed on, and the people were much looser. They started to move and to hum even the melody, and I said, hey, my God, this is nice. That's what I want to do. That's true, and that's also at a very young age.
Besides his Stradivarius violin, the Johann Strauss Orchestra is also synonymous with Andre's performances. The orchestra was founded in 1987 with only 12 members. Today, it's 50 musicians strong.
I see you as a modern-day Pied Piper. He had his flute that he played and people followed. You play your violin and people follow. What's the magic in that Rieu sound?
I think I have a special way of arranging things. I always try to maintain the character of the piece, but you know, I work with these people now for 25 years, and we do it together. And I said, no, more trombone, more violins, more blah blah, and then suddenly there it is, and then we are all happy, and you see the faces, and hey. And sometimes it takes 2 days or 3 days, and sometimes in 5 minutes it's there.
Now, the Pied Piper had his flute, you have your violin, but I heard it's quite an antique number from 1667.
I had that one. That was Stradivari of 1667. And that was actually his second violin he made. And now I have one of his last violins. It's from 1732. And so Stradivari was 90 years old when he died. And so there's a whole violin-making experience life in between the 2 violins. And,
how did you land up with your hands on that number?
It was by accident. Somebody came to me. It was, very strange. From the moment that the violin world is a little world. So from the moment I knew Andre has money to buy a violin, they flew from all over the world like flies. And they said, look, you have to try this one, you have to try it. I bought it, and it's mine, but I don't feel it's mine. I'm the caretaker. It's so precious that I'm the caretaker who takes care that the next generation can play on it.
The Golden Violinist shows have outsold any other touring male artist in the world, and he has sold more than 30 million albums globally. Andre wants to get the whole world waltzing.
And just finally, to your loving fans in South Africa, what can they expect from Andre in the future? What can you still bring out of your musical genius?
I think the only thing I can tell to everybody, when you come to my concert, bring your heart, and I will bring my heart. And we open our hearts, and then we have the evening of our life. And that is what should happen when you make music. Music is the art. It goes most into your soul. No other art goes deeper in your soul as music.